So I spoke about the idea of a new idea with Flip and Ride, and I'll very, very quickly show that. I had a couple of different ideas. This would be the first one that I'm going to talk about. Now with Flip and Ride, there was this slightly novel idea where we will have the SS lines. So you grab the lines from SS and you can have Flip and Ride with them. And I'm just going to turn everything else from SS off because I genuinely don't care about the rest of it. And we're only caring about when you get your signals, if they're coming from when you're at a level. If you're getting your SS signals at the same level, then you know that they're going to be somewhat stronger. So if I'm just going to jump up a time frame so it makes them hold a bit better, you can see like down here you're getting, you had your bull on this candle. The next one then rejected off of this and gave a wick. So chances are you're going to then start see movement and rejection from this level, which is why this bear being on that level is important. The other ones to look at include this one. It's sitting in the middle of nowhere, so it doesn't really do anything. This one, okay, this one does actually hold somewhat, but when you're using it on for levels, it's much better to do it when you're trading within a bound. And again, I'm on a low time frame now, and I'm going to very quickly draw my in-between line. You'll see like here where you had it literally on the line up here, that kind of did quite well. In the same way these ones sit in the middle of nowhere. This one here sits in the middle of nowhere, doesn't do anything. This one sits on a line, did move. This one sat right on a line, moved. These little buys, their counter trends to sitting on the line isn't so, like, it's also important, but it doesn't work quite as well. So there's an interesting idea for the bull and the bear where you can do it when they're on SS lines or when they're on the microfib within an SS. The other idea I had with it the other day included, if I took baseline overlay, and I'm very quickly just going to strip everything off of it pretty much, because I had an idea and I was looking into it very briefly. I didn't get a great deal of time to look into it, where I would take baseline overlay just for the Teamer cloud, and using the Teamer cloud as a dynamic support and resistance, I can grab, instead of being when I'm on lines from SS, you can also do it from within this, and I'm going to show you that now. I'm just going to put it to like the daily probably. You can get good bounce signals when you're just coming in to touch one, or you're just coming in to touch the other side of it. And if I jump down to like the 3 minute per hour, you know, it's probably be slightly better than running on a setting that I'm not aware of. So for instance, we were seeing on the pair I was testing, and I can't remember which one it was now, that we were getting a lot of signals for buys and sells as they were coming and just touching. And they would literally come and touch, use it as dynamic support and resistance, and then move from there. So we were seeing ones where it looked like this, but you would get your sell signal here, where it's just using it as like a resistance. Now in this case, I didn't actually get a sell signal, but that's the generalized theory for what we were seeing. Was it in this time frame? Yeah, this one's working a bit better, where you're seeing it's coming in, using it as resistance and moving. They're coming in, using it as resistance, moving, and again, and again. This one does kind of come in shortly after, but not on time. These don't come in, so we're not interested so much. But there was a generalized theory that when you're coming in within range, that you can use that as a way of gathering a short or a buy. That was just one of the small ideas I had with it the other day. And then we have the crash and burn idea, which was from John D in the chat. And basically what we were looking at is, I think I even saved it. I think I saved it too much. We had the idea that so there's a method called crash and burn, which is designed to catch expansions. And what we were looking at is that just using momentum extreme and the white and black candles, if you're on trend with so we're looking to be under the EMAs that we've just set here, and we set high time frame TEMA as well. And when candles go white and we're underneath, we would be looking for the sell. When candles go black and we're above, we're looking for a buy, providing that we have got sufficient momentum also. Currently in testing, I've also been recently refining it to say that the TEMA has to be the correct way around. So the TEMA in this case for a buy would have to be green and for a sell has to be red, which eliminates all of the false signals here and that still allows us to get into these entries here, as well as this entry here and another one here. And it also gets you in for this little entry over here. So this is like the crash and burn strategy where we're playing just off of indicators alone. It can be very useful. Another thing that I've been looking at, I think it was NAS, I was watching it yesterday with as well. And again, I was finding that it was doing pretty decently. There might be refinements to come, and there's a lot of back testing that needs doing on it, but the premise of it was solid as a grounding point. Then you have like what I considered the colorblind setup. Since then, I've removed SS from it and made it even simpler. I considered that just removing SS would be still suffice, but then in return, I also added the white stars just to give me a better idea of when the trend is starting and stopping. That was the only reason for adding my white and blue stars back in, just to give me another entry and exit idea on top of the BACD, which in the colorblind setup, I had set pretty slow. Now, does anyone have a method that they want me to look into? If so, then I